Hi, boys and girls. We are going to do a phonics lesson today. I know we didn't get to finish all of our phonics in school, so I've been trying to kind of slowly put the rest of our phonics in these videos. Now, today we're going to talk about something that we've never talked about before. It's called alliteration. I want you to say alliteration. I'm going to say it again. Alliteration. Now you try it. Good. It's one word, alliteration. And it's a fancy word for talking about words that start with the same beginning sound at the very beginning. Okay, so I'm going to give you some examples. I'm actually going to do some mystery words with you, and you're going to try to figure out my mystery words. And now the clue is that they all start with the same sound. Okay, so that's going to help you. So, like, what if I said the word starts like big and rhymes with cat? Let's say that again. It starts like big and rhymes with cat. What would it be? Bat. So what if we said big bat? Those both start with the same beginning sound. They both start with B. Let's try another one. My word starts like green, but it rhymes with pass. Starts like green, but rhymes with pass. What would that be? That would be grass. Green grass. That's an alliteration. They both start with G. What if I said this one? This other word also starts like green, but it rhymes with nose. So if we said the green grass grows, all of those start with G. That's an alliteration. Green grass grows. Now, we could even say the green grass grows and grows and grows. That's definitely alliteration. A lot of those words start with the gr sound. Again, that's called an alliteration. So poets use these a lot of the times in poetry, and that's why I'm talking to you about them, because we've been making poems and talking about how they use rhyming words. Well, they also use alliteration. Sometimes people will call it a tongue twister. You might have heard of a tongue twister where a lot of the words start the same, but the fancy word for it is alliteration. Okay? Now, we are going to talk about how to make these up ourselves. So I want you to look over here. What if I was going to make one about Mabel? What if I was going to make an alliteration about Mabel? Okay, so here's Mabel right here. If we were going to do an alliteration about Mabel, what sound would the words need to start like if they were going to be about Mabel? Yes, it would be the M sound. The M sound. Now, we need to think about some words that start with M that we could write about Mabel. What are some things you can think of that start with M? Yep, did you say like music or mushrooms or marshmallows or morning? All of those things start with M. So here's one that I wrote, and you might have thought of different words, but here's one that you could say. What if we said, Mabel listens to music on misty Monday mornings? Now, does every single word in there start with M? No, it doesn't have to. An alliteration doesn't have to have every single word, but it needs to be a lot of them. So let's go through here and look for all of our words that start with M. So we have Mabel. We know that starts with M. Mabel listens. That doesn't have an M. To. That doesn't have an M. What about music? That starts with M. On. Misty. Monday mornings. So look at all those words that do start with M. That makes it an alliteration. Okay, that makes it an alliteration. Now we're going to do one together. Okay, so let's go to our next page. So what is this thing? Yep, that's a star. So to do one for star, we're going to have to think of things that start with the same blend as star, because it has a blend, which is what? What blend does star have? Yep, S, T. So we need to think of words that start like like star. Okay, what can you think of? What about What about stand? Does that start with st? Yep, stand. Or what about still? Still also starts with st. Still. What about stinky? That starts with st. Stinky. What about stop? Stop. You see how these all start with the same beginning sound? These are words that could help us make an alliteration. What about stare? Like I stare at the sky. Stare. So if we use some of these words, we could say something like stand still as you stare at the stars. Or stand still as you stare at the star. But we used a lot of ST words to do that, okay? But it has to go together. You can't just say the words stare, stand still, stinky, stop. That's not an alliteration because it doesn't really make sense. That's not a sentence. So you might want to have to make a sentence where the words go together. Now, I'm going to let you try one. So here's what you're going to do at home. And you don't have to write it down. You can just say them out loud. Or if you want to write it down, you can. But I want you to pick either a pen or you can pick a tree. Pen or tree. Now, if you do pen, you're going to be thinking of things that start with P. Like this is my pretty pink pen. I use a lot of P words. If you're going to do tree, you're going to be thinking of things that start with the blend tr. Okay? And then you're going to be making a sentence about the tree. Do you understand? You don't need to pick both. Don't pick pen and tree. Just pick one. And at home, just make up a list. Just say some words that start the same and then think of a sentence that you could say that makes a tongue twister or an alliteration. Okay? All right. I'm sure you guys are doing a great job. This is something you can even do in the car with your mom or dad while you're driving it. You can just come up with, a list and make funny poems up. Okay? Again, say that fancy word, alliteration. All right, good job, everybody.